setup for laser engraved pencil. So you should be putting your name and pencil as the file name. Based on our measurements, we said that it's 10 inches wide, 6 inches tall. We don't have to worry about bleed. Our color mode shouldn't matter too much, but we'll keep it at CMYK. And since it is going for print, we want highest resolution, so we will have it on there and press create. Alright, so we said the first thing would be to set up all of our guides. So we're going to go in, and to view our guides, we can go to View, Rulers, and Show, or as it says here, press Control R. Alright, so once our rulers are visible, now we're creating our guides. Alright, so we said, looking at our diagram, we had our first guide coming over to 1 inch. And remember, if for some reason you had your units wrong for your rulers, you can just right click in the ruler and change them there. To inches is what we need. And then to double check that it is exactly at 1 inch, we go to our properties, and let's see, mine must be locked by default. So if you don't have a property for that, we go to View, Guides, and Unlock. Now if we click on our guide again, we do have our X dimension, which that's what's happening. We're measuring in this horizontal space, so that is referred to as the X. And look at that, I got it right on 1 for that one. Alright, so looking at our diagram and continuing with our vertical guides, our next one would be at 5, because that's going to be where our text is going to start. So I will fine-tune that by putting it at 5. Our third one was at 7.5. Alright, so we have 7.5. So now we have our 3 vertical guides, and we just need our 1 horizontal guide. So that one is 1.25, so I'm going to kind of get it close to where I think it should be on the ruler. And then I will put that in as our Y value, because that's going up and down. Alright, so we have all of our guides in place now. So I'm going to lock them down so I don't accidentally move them. So I'm going to say Guides, Lock. Alright, so now I can't do anything. They're locked in there. And I'm going to just now add my box here. So we've said that this should be 7.5 tall by 7.25 wide, 0.25 tall, and in order to see that, we're going to add a stroke to that. So the box with the solid fill or no hole is your fill, and then we do want our stroke. So we're going to make this 1 point should do the job so we can see it. Alright, so now we have our hole here, and we're just going to snap it to these guides. So we do have that. And now we're just ready to put in our text. So I grab the text tool, and as we see, if we click in the rectangle, it will convert this box, and then you don't really have as much movement in there. So I think what works better is if you just kind of click and make a text box down here, and then we're going to type in our text. We can change our fonts. Something, and I would try to choose a font that's a little on the thicker side for the laser engraving. Alright, I'm going to now place it, and you can see size maybe could be a little bit bigger. So we can just adjust our point size in here. And you'll notice that if it goes beyond the box, then it kind of disappears. But you know, you can just make this text box a little bit bigger, and that will allow you to increase your font size. And we can get that nice going to the edge there. Alright, and that's pretty much it with that. I think we said the last thing we want to do, though, in order to not have fonts being lost when we bring it to the laser, is we're just going to go to Type, Create Outlines, and that's going to make it more into an image now. And what I want you guys to do to finish this up, to prove all your measurements, is when we print it, we're just going to print it with our trim marks. All right, and then that way we can hold it over the physical template, and we should see everything line up exactly with the hole on there. All right, so, and what I would probably do too, in your preview, you can move this around, because by default, if we go general and it's placed in the center, I think at the start, it kind of chops off the trim marks. But if I just kind of move it, we can make sure that these trim marks are fitting within our printable area a little bit better. We don't really need the right ones or the bottom ones as much, because as long as we line up that corner, then we can see that that hole fits in there. All right, so we'll print that out, and then we'll verify that with the template and make sure that that fits there.